The Archaeological Superintendency of Tuscany in the city of Florence have organised two important events for the Week of Arts and Culture. The first is the inauguration of the stained glass windows executed in the crypt of the Basilica of Santa Croce by Luciano Schifano. The second event is an exhibit entitled The Recovered Patrimony. This is an exhibition of the archaeological treasures that have been recovered by the Special Carabinieri Division of Florence. The exhibition includes the mosaic of the fish from the Villa Le Logge in Popolonia, recently returned to the state collection. This piece is of great artistic, historical and cultural importance. The graceful, decorous stained glass compositions have been installed in the two Gothic mullion windows in the central body of the crypt, beneath the Church of Santa Croce's main altar. The four stained glass windows by the painter Luciano Schifano belong to the city of Florence. The Basilica also belongs to the city, an agreement between state and city council since 1868. Based on the Canticle of the Creatures by St. Francis of Assisi, the windows represent the four natural elements. The first element depicts the sun, the frock and the sackcloth. The second, his sister water and sister earth. The third, his brother wind. The fourth, his brother fire. Inspired by the Canticle of the Creatures and by the life of the patron saint of Italy, the windows express a profound symbolism and are redolent with the teeming essence of life. The principal window, which stands above the main altar of the crypt, reproduces the symbol of St. Francis: the sun, the frock, the sackcloth. This image is based from the Imagine a Sacred Theme exhibit. Executed with a new firing technique, the windows are realized as single artworks and not as a series of smaller windows, set into a leaden assembly. This technique allows for a more organic reading, enlivening the colors when they are lit by daylight, and intensifying them with the dark of night, given the importance of both the artwork and the site. The city of Florence availed itself of specialized craftsmen in order to mount the windows in the crypt. The task was performed under the supervision of the city's Fine Arts Office. The polychrome windows constitute one of the principal treasures of the Santa Croce Basilica. The church is one of the very few Gothic monuments in Italy that still possess such a significant number of original windows, 24 in all. When one enters the Basilica, the effect of these windows is one of minute and precious wealth, of sumptuous and kaleidoscopic brilliance, based on the intense colors and the equally intense contrasts. The windows were executed by great artists and great craftsmen of the past. The Bardi Chapel windows were created by Giotto's school. As a complement to this important event, the artist Luciano Schifano has also prepared an exhibition of the preparatory drawings and cartoons he used during the execution of the Santa Croce windows. These drawings are accompanied by a photographic essay by Joe Belli, an exhibition in itself. These documents will illustrate every step of the conception and production of the windows. 4 full-size cartoons, 6 small project plans, a Madonna del Rosario measuring 1 meter by 87 meters, along with a smaller one. There are 3 drafts of an 18th century poster of Santa Croce, 3 studies of the windows with the central nave of the Basilica in the background, the Florence Duomo, Santa Maria del Fiore, Here are 20 pieces of ceramic displayed in the Imagine a Sacred Theme exhibition. Also an encausto of the birth of Jesus that was conceived by St. Francis. There is an oil painting of the Church of San Miniato and Piazzale Michelangelo, also by Luciano Schifano. In the second exhibit, The Recovered Patrimony, we see a selection of the many artifacts that were recovered by the Special Art Theft Division of the Florence Carabinieri. These artifacts, objects of a prolonged police investigation, have been illegally excavated. Mainly objects in terracotta, they range in chronology from the 9th century BC until the late Imperial Roman age. That is the 2nd century AD. The most voluminous group of the artifacts on display consists of vases and of votive statues from Magna Grecia. In all probability, these artifacts were dug up in southern Italy, with strong evidence of an Apulian origin. Although all information in references to the origins, characteristics and state of conservation of these pieces has been lost forever, it is likely that these objects were found in tombs. The terracotta votive works can be dated between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC. As the recently confiscated works are still subject of a legal action, they have been neither cleaned nor restored. Several of them still bear visible traces of earth from the excavation, the reconstruction and the reintegration. We can see from some of the objects that it is undoubtedly the work of grave robbers or of clandestine merchants. Certainly, the evidence on display here demonstrates that Florence is a major centre in this clandestine commerce, and that much of its merchandise arrives there from Apulia. Perhaps this police action, one of the most significant in recent years, will help to check the growing traffic in illegal artifacts.